Okay.
Yes.
So Ms.
Yes,
Gladys
sir.
here
Sure.
is a science research specialist. That's what they say now. We should really have more science as compared to history and English majors, right? With science talaga. She's the engaged officer for this Golden Rice program, which is very fantastic. No? And she's with the secretary of the technical work group. No, she talked to us about golden rice, but only that. No, not only that, about impact, vitamin A deficiency, the donation for humanitarian purposes, and how it's affecting 2.1 million children in the Philippines. No, but as I said, please add to that what we can do to spread the word. No, to spread the application. So recently in the chat and the group that Mr. Robert Ibanco leads with such charisma. She said so many things, no, that she's spreading talaga. So we want people like her and some of us here to benefit from your talk. But please include that, no, not just tell us what it is, but what we can do. On that note, I'd like to say, Ms. Gladys Cristobal, welcome to our forum. And Mr. Moderator, you can take the cudgels and allow her to start speaking. Thank you.
All right. So Gladys, pasensya ha. Nag-uunahan kami of course, President Ernie to introduce you kasi you're so pretty and yet you're so intellectually supportive and of course in this Rice Institute. So, okay, carry it away so that we could spend much time for question and answer as well. So, okay, Gladys.
Thank you so much po, Sir Robert and Sir Ernie, for that wonderful introduction for me. So thank you. I really appreciate it po that you have invited us. And of course, we thank you po dito sa opportunity na ito na makapagbigay ako ng talk sa inyo about what is golden rice and what can we
Excuse
do
me,
for us.
Gladys.
Yes po.
Excuse me. You must thank most of all Miss Bernie.
Yes,
Okay.
opo.
Because without her, we're nothing.
Yes, opo.
Okay,
I'm
thank
getting into that.
you, Gladys.
Miss Bernadette, thank you so much po for reaching out to us and
Thank you,
for
Gladys.
yes, relentlessly following up if we could join this event. So thank you so much po. So
You're that
before I
important.
thank you so much po. So let me just before I go to my presentation, let me just share my screen. So can you see the screen now po?
Yes.
Okay, let me
We can.
just do the slideshow. Okay.
Incidentally, we prefer this to be not more than half an hour because the next half hour we want open forum. Instead of a 1 hour lecture, we prefer at the most half an hour lecture.
Yes, okay po. Sige po. Okay po. So golden rice has been around for quite some time and we are very excited to share with you that after many years of research, development, and regulatory assessments, we are now almost there. So the Department of Agriculture, the Rice, Erie, and concerned local governments are now working together to deliver golden rice to Filipino farmers and consumers. So let me begin my presentation with this short video about what golden rice is in a nutshell. So please watch this video. Let me know po if there is audio.
Golden rice
Yeah, we can
is the
hear you.
first of its kind. A variety of rice purposefully developed through genetic engineering.
Okay, let me just add it full screen.
Golden rice is the first of its kind. A variety of rice purposefully developed through genetic engineering, offering improved nutrition in the form of beta-carotene. This is an important source of vitamin A, which supports a healthy immune system. Ordinary rice does not contain beta-carotene. In countries where people depend on rice for nourishment, golden rice can help reduce vitamin A deficiency. In the 1990s, when the idea behind golden rice was conceived by Ingo Petroikas and Peter Bayer, nutrient deficiencies were a widespread problem in several parts of the world. Unfortunately, food and nutrition insecurity are still on the rise. Vitamin A deficiency can cause health problems, such as an impaired immune system and stunted growth. It can also cause problems with eyesight. In the Philippines, there's a continuing need to ensure all children have the nutrients they need. As rice is an important part of the diet in these regions, this is where golden rice and its beta-carotene content has an important role to play. The path that led to the development of golden rice began in the 1990s. However, good science takes time. The researchers had to ensure it met strict biosafety standards at every stage of the development process. Overall, it can take a few decades to create and develop a new variety of rice. For the rice itself, the journey from idea to reality began in the laboratory. Plants were carefully studied in a protected greenhouse, or screenhouse, before moving on to field trials. Throughout the development journey, the team behind Golden Rice have been committed to both transparency and the highest scientific standards. As part of this, the researchers addressed 5 important questions to farmers and consumers. First, they asked, will golden rice be nutritious enough? The golden rice researchers investigated different genes until they identified one that sufficiently boosts the beta-carotene content of rice. Next, the team asked, will golden rice be safe to eat? Extensive research has shown that it is as safe as ordinary rice. It's received various safety approvals, demonstrating that regulatory agencies agree with the research findings. Third, will golden rice be affordable? The golden rice trait has been incorporated into affordable and popular rice varieties in each country. This means farmers won't need to change their farming methods, and consumers won't need to change their food preferences. The fourth and arguably most important question is, will golden rice be available to those who need it most? ERI partners in the Philippines and Bangladesh will ensure that it's released first in the communities most in need. And the final fifth question, who benefits from golden rice? The answer to this question is simple. The inventors have donated the patent for humanitarian purposes. In each country, golden rice will be managed by national research partners. Ultimately, communities who plant and eat golden rice will benefit from improved nutrition, health, and quality of life. The journey of golden rice has been a relay, with different stakeholders taking the lead at each of the key stages, passing the baton on to the next in line. It's become an international collaboration of researchers and other experts, working towards improved health and nutrition through biofortification. The goal of bringing golden rice to farmers' fields and on to consumers' tables is within reach.
And there you are.
Wow.
So I think we have few takeaways from that video po. Ano. Let me just go back to my
Okay.
screen.
Yes.
Okay. Oh no.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Gladys. Yes. Oh, go ahead. Yes. Carry on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I'll just have an explanation of what that video has transpired. So what is golden rice? Golden rice is an ordinary rice improved with beta-carotene, and it is a source of vitamin A and gives the grain its golden color. So golden rice is developed through genetic engineering and is intended to be integrated into popular high-yielding rice varieties. So tuloy-tuloy po yung yung integration namin ng golden rice sa mga local varieties natin. And one of them was the PSBRC82, which is yun ngayon po yung ginagamit natin na background ng golden rice. So kung makikita nyo po, ito po yung rice paddy niya. And then meron po tayo yung unpolished, yung what you call brown rice, but it is golden rice. And then yung pinaka right po niya is yung polished na, which is yung meron nga po siyang golden color. So is golden rice safe? Ito po yung madalas na tinatanong, or one of the most common questions that we received is if golden rice safe, and the answer is yes. Golden rice had undergone rigorous biosafety regulations. Actually, we have been assessed by Health Canada, Food Safety for Australia and New Zealand, USFDA, and the DABPI, of course, here in the Philippines. So all of these regulators concluded that golden rice is as safe as ordinary rice with the added benefit of beta-carotene in its grains. So just to give you a background of if there is enough beta carotene in golden rice. So 1 cup of cooked golden rice can provide 30 to 50% of the estimated average requirement for vitamin A for preschoolers and 2 cups for adults, which is yung pregnant and lactating mothers po natin na target natin, as they are considered our target vulnerable populations at risk for vitamin A deficiency. And if you can see in here, na consider na po namin yung amount ng beta-carotene na mababawas from its harvest until doon sa kanyang pagluluto hanggang makarating po doon sa may table natin. According to the study made by DOST, FNRI, and ERI in 2021, you may see in this slide the potential contribution of golden rice in the vulnerable age groups, which are the children and pregnant and lactating women. In the chart, it is clearly stated that golden rice can give 30 to 50% of the estimated average requirement for each target population. So what is content and benefit po, to simplify, the beta-carotene content of 1 cup of cooked golden rice is equivalent to the beta-carotene content of 12 cups of kangkong. So hindi naman po natin makakain ng isang kainan lang din yung kangkong. So we saw the importance that golden rice, 1 cup of cooked golden rice can provide at least this amount of beta-carotene. And it can improve the diet of children, more than half of whom are not consuming sufficient vitamin A. Kasi po, we all know that kids nowadays, siguro din dahil sa social natin, no, sa social culture natin ngayon, na puro puro instant, puro tayo fast food. So I guess this golden rice is a very good vehicle for us, no, especially in our children. So how can golden rice help po? Golden rice can provide an additional source of vitamin A in the diet of the Filipinos. With daily intake, it can be a sustainable source of vitamin A, hence a promising complementary intervention to help address VAD. So bakit nga po ba golden rice? Referencing the results of National Nutrition Survey, what this figure tells us is that our diet typically lacks vitamin A. So kung makikita nyo po, ito po yung kakulangan with the age groups sa targets natin with young children and pregnant and lactating. There is really an inadequacy po sa intake ng vitamin A. So we all agree that rice is life for the Filipinos, and it is not an integral part of our diet in terms of budget allocation po and consumption across the board, syempre. And we also have this graph where it shows na talaga namang rice is the top source of energy. Pero as we all know that the rice has only carbohydrates and have no really or lacks micronutrient unless po maging brown rice na siya. And makikita nyo rin po, nalilive din ang vegetables po with 15.5% lang na consume natin. So, what is vitamin A deficiency? Vitamin A deficiency and other forms of micronutrient deficiencies continue to be significant health problem in our country, and if not addressed properly, this can lead to reduced immunity, cognitive development, and poor eyesight. Disproportionately affects poor household, and on macro level impacts productivity and quality of life. So VAD remains a public health concern in the Philippines. In this slide, the graph shows that the goal is to end all forms of malnutrition in the Philippines by 2030. Although the trend shows that there is a change in the status of nutrition from 2008 to 2019, there is still a bad prevalence of 15.5 nationwide. Kung isipin po natin yung 15.5 po na yan ay maliit lang. Pero if tinranslate po natin siya into talagang yung count natin, it's almost 2 million po of at risk of vitamin A deficiency. And these age groups are the 6 months to 5 years old, and the pregnant and lactating women. And mostly po ay makikita po natin sila sa rural and sa mga poor households. there are already successful intervention po na ginagawa ng gobyerno natin to address VAD and other forms of malnutrition such as food fortification, vitamin A supplementation. Meron po tayong promotion of diversified or balanced diets and breastfeeding. However, vulnerable groups are still being missed, and this is where Golden Rice can help, as it will be an additional tool in the basket of intervention. So hindi po natin sinasabi na ito yung talagang magiging sagot, ano po. Ito po ay karagdagang solusyon po lamang. So we want to emphasize that this is a complementary solution po to address vitamin A deficiency and all forms of malnutrition. So Golden Rice, ulitin ko lang po and emphasize ko lang, Golden Rice is a complementary solution to existing VAD interventions. So madami pong nagtatanong, ito rin po ay pinaka-common na tinatanong sa amin. So how is golden rice different from ordinary rice? Golden rice is not very different from its conventional counterpart, and it is expected to cost same. Its beta-carotene content is what makes it unique. So ang nangyari lang po ay nadagdagan lang ng content which is yung beta-carotene po niya na kino-convert lang ng katawan natin as needed. So golden rice is not expected to require any changes in farm management or cultivation practices. And as an inbred variety, because ito po ay ini-input talaga namin para makatulong tayo sa farmers natin, GR seeds can be saved for the next planting season. So what does it taste like? Golden rice tastes like ordinary rice. And beta-carotene does not affect the taste, aroma, and texture of rice. When and where can I buy golden rice? Of course, ito po ay madalas na tanong sa atin ng ating mga farmers, dahil very interested sila. Ngayon po, as of this time, we are multiplying the seeds following the issuance of a commercial propagation permit. And initial deployment of golden rice is being carried out this year's wet season planting in priority areas. We emphasize ko lang po and reiterate ko lang that we are still not in the commercialization phase, but we are in the pilot scale deployment. So these deployment sites will be increased as soon as more supply of seeds becomes available. So just to give you a background po, this slide only shows all the efforts of the program into delivering the goal of its deployment to have a 10% share of the total palay production to meet the 100% requirement of the vulnerable groups and to lessen the 15.5% VAD prevalence. So we made a calculation based on our data. So ito po yung kasalukuyang ginagawa ng PhilRice. So this is the multi-year deployment timeline. Each year is set to increase the production until we meet our goal of targeting the 2 million vulnerable populations at risk of VAT. So we've done calculations, as I've said earlier. So every year po ay mag-increase siya from 1% until the 10%. So kung makita nyo po ay tuloy-tuloy po yan na maipapamahagi sa ating mga farmers and mga household until we reach that goal of the 2 million. And of course, the golden rice deployment plan is summarized in this diagram, which shows the interplay of ensuring steady supply of seeds and grains, public education, and creating demand for the product, and putting in place the necessary policy and technical support to facilitate public acceptance and inclusion in government programs. All the activities in the left refer to ensuring supply of seeds and meal grains, and these are mostly related to breeding, varietal registration, and seed production. Activities on the right side, on the other hand, refers to demand creation with the aim of increasing knowledge and positive receptivity to GR in the community. And lastly, advocacy activities are integrated with supply and demand at multiple levels to ensure smooth implementation of plans. All this towards bringing golden rice in the community and household in alignment with the food security goals of the Department of Agriculture. So for the deployment, siguro maisip niyo po kung saan mapupunta yung ating seeds. But then we have two ways or pathways. We have the market-driven approach and the program-based approach. So sa market-driven approach, our activities includes value chain analysis, commercialization with market players, consumer acceptability, marketing and promotion, product or recipe development. So these are all being considered and being done by the Department of Agriculture, PhilRice. So the program-based approach, of course, ito po yung nilalabi natin ngayon, and with the pilot skill deployment that we are pushing through for this wet season, these are the activities, which is the integration of golden rice into existing agri-nutrition programs, because we just want to reiterate that this is a government program, and we also have partnership with various stakeholders, and also we advocate for policy support for this. Um, as for the pilot scale deployment and seed production areas, here are the areas. I think we are very transparent in releasing our statements for our deployment sites. So we have 10 regions, 17 provinces, 29 municipalities with 5 research experiment centers, partners, and 19 seed growers and 14 farmer cooperators. So in all, we have 38.45 hectares to 20 and 23.1 hectares for seed production, 15.35 hectares for commercial production. When we say commercial production pa, ito yung
Hey,
grains.
this is Robert's friend. This is Ernie Ordonez, MAP-ABCD. May, how are you related to my friend Robert Chipaco?
Can you mute, what do you call that, Mr. President? Yes, please mute. Yes, go ahead, Gladys. Baka pwedeng, Quad Secretariat, you can mute Mr. Ordonez. Yes.
Okay po, thank you. And then the crop status, most of the crops are in reproductive stage po for RC 6E2, GR2E. And the maximum tillering for RC 238 will be 3 hectares for our stations lang po ito. So expected harvest po ay last week of September to third week of November. Okay. Let me just share po yung first harvest sa ating golden rice or malusogwan this 2022 wet season. So this is from the Maguindanao harvest. We harvested 7.8 tons, dry at 11.8 MC. Ayan. So ito po yung itsura niya, kung makikita nyo. These are some of our IEC materials po, which will also be accessed later on in the last slide of this PowerPoint. So I think that's the last slide. I cannot phantom lang po yung support na nagiging namin with this first parang bugso ng ating commercialization ng golden rice. But we are very thankful sa aming mga partner farmers and seed growers na very willing po, and they are very supportive na itry po itong golden rice. So I guess I am now open for any question and clarification. Once again, thank you for your time. And kung ano po yung maitutulong ng MAP, I think releasing a support statement would be a very, very good material for us. And of course, if you could also help us in policy lobbying, that would be very much appreciated po.
All right.
Mr. Chair, before we proceed, Mr. Chair, when you moderated the forum, you've done it only once. It was really fantastic. People were commenting not only on your good looks, but on the way you moderated. But just to be sure, no, since it's your second time, the ground rules are the following. No, first of all, those who want to ask questions, go on your screen and click raise hand. Right. If you raise hand, you'll be first priority. All right. Okay. Those who don't know how to do the raise hand, after the people have already talked, everyone's raised hand is stopped. No, just wave furiously, wave furiously. And if you're not called, just interrupt right away. But raise hand. Second point is that the guideline is that those who have not been talking, not the people who always talk, get priority. No, Okay. The third one, of course, is that the questions are limited to one and the most two, no, but not more than that to give chance for others, no. And finally, we'd like to say that the chat box is still there. Kung wala nang active, then the chat box goes there and it's accessible, no. Then at exactly 9 o'clock, we do what Bernie said, no. We end the formal session. We end it because people go to work. So the first session is formal up to 9, but 9 to 10, usually 80% stay, and we have more questions and more ideas for action, no. That's the way it is. But to start that, as Bernie reminded me so well this morning, to start that, if there are too many, we call on those who never come in to introduce themselves. If there are not too many, each person can introduce themselves, but just one line, not 3 paragraphs, just one line. What's your name, what's your organization, and if necessary, what you're interested in. Diba? Yun ang guidelines. Okay, Robert.
Very
I just
good. Yes,
okay.
yes. Very good. I'm glad. I was about to summarize exactly what you said. But anyway, so we have now, at the moment, Dulce, we have like 20 minutes to do the formal questions. And then after that, we go to the informal now. Okay, so let's start first with the one I saw now in the screen is Oscar. Yes, Oscar, go ahead. Yes, question. Oscar, you're in mute. Can you unmute yourself, Oscar? Oscar, you are in mute. So you have to unmute, Oscar. Please unmute. There you are. Good. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. My question is comparing with the ordinary rice, how comparable is the cost of production? Is it more expensive or is it cheaper? So that's my only question on economics.
Yes, thank you for that question po, Sir Oscar. Actually, as I've mentioned earlier, there is no difference because golden rice is being ano ba yun? Tinatransgression po namin siya sa mga local varieties natin na which is inbred. So kung paano po nila alagaan yung inbred variety nila na yun, for example, the PSBRC 82, paano po nila alagaan yon in terms of the crop management practices that they apply to it, ganun lang din po yung ginagawa nila dun sa golden rice.
Right.
So the
Yes.
cost, there is no additional inputs or special treatment po for the way that the golden rice is being grown po.
Yes. Okay. So very good. Okay, Oscar, you have a follow. You want to ask to clarify? Did that answer your
Yeah.
question?
Okay. Normally, traditionally, mga rice farmers using local varieties, they keep some of the seeds themselves. I mean, but here in the golden rice, they have to buy first their initial seeds from somebody, you know. So may cost yun. That will be a additional cost when they buy the golden seeds, and then after that, can they keep on using their own seeds na, or they have to keep buying new golden seeds from somebody else?
Ayun po. So first question niyo po is if they will procure yung golden seeds, golden rice seeds. As of now po we are giving it for farmers for free po for this season. And then we are planning to still give for the next season. And then we are in partnership with our seed growers and farmer cooperators right now who are producing golden rice. So the second question po is for the um, I'm sorry, I didn't remember the second question.
Will the golden rice harvested? Can they
Plant it
when they
again.
have their own golden rice na? Can they keep on using it, or baka mag-degrade yung quality or whatever?
Okay po. So, ang mandate naman po ng PhilRight is to use high good and quality seed po sa highest quality seed po tayo. They can use still the golden rice seeds because it's an inbred. So pwede po ulit-ulit natin gamitin. But as of the ordinary rice din po, ganun din naman po ang piniprescribe and sinasuggest or recommendation ng DA PhilRice, which is to continue use high the highest quality seeds po para maganda rin yung yield natin. So kahit po sa ordinary rice, kung paulit-ulit po natin siyang gagamitin at hindi naman din maalagaan ng maayos, ay hindi rin gaganda ang yield. So ang ano po namin, recommendation namin is patuloy na alagaan po ang ating pagtatanim, be it the ordinary rice or golden rice, to achieve the highest yield possible or maximum yield po ng isang variety.
Right. Okay. So thank you, Oscar. Yes, we have, of course, one question coming from Art Pacho, but nasa chat. But ang agreement is whoever raises hand will be given priority to start with. So we'd like to call Ernie. Okay.
Hi, good
to ask the
morning.
question. Yes.
Morning po.
Good morning, Miss Gladys. You know,
Yes.
we have the cost of seeds, but what is the productivity of the seeds, you know? Is it 4 tons per hectare, 6 tons per hectare, 10 tons per hectare? Because our rice land is not growing. In fact, it's getting, when it's being, some of these are converted to real estate, but our population is growing. So I think to increase the production, we have to go for a more productive seeds, you know.
Yes, opo. We recognize that need naman po, Sir Ernie. So kaya nga po, patuloy din ang integration ng golden rice sa ating mga high and most popular po, yung very familiar na rin po at nagagamay ng ating mga farmers na mga varieties, which is usually po ay yung mga nasa 400 series din. Ayan. So I think DA Rice will consider such things and such factors for golden rice to help po, not even just the VAD. But always remember that we are into nutrition din po. So this is a marry of the DA, the agriculture and the nutrition sector na maghahawak kamay po to fight the VAD po. So ito po yung talagang pinaka-goal ng ating programa.
Would you have some numbers, cost per hectare?
We have, let me check. We have
7.5. Did you say, Dulce or Gladys? Did you say it's 7.5 tons per hectare? No.
No. The maximum would be 11 tons per hectare.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's the
Because I have
maximum.
seen numbers.
5 tons po, 5 to 11. So that would be the range, because we harvested as I've mentioned earlier, we have harvested 7 tons per hectare po dun sa Maguindanao sa ating first harvest. So we are expecting 5 tons to 11. So that's it po.
Because some people are saying that for a higher productivity, you might need more fertilizer. Now, I have seen some numbers like for, say, at the 4 tons per hectare, it's about 47,000 pesos. But then for the 7 tons per hectare was 68,000 pesos per hectare, you know. Of course, when you come out with the final production, you know, you're ahead on the 68,000, spending 68,000 per hectare, you know. And but anyway, I just want to just find out, you know, about, because this is fairly new to us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Chair, point of order, Mr. Chair, point of order.
Sure.
You know, I have to interrupt because I have to make sure we're not deceived. No, we might be deceived. Actually, let me get the premises correct, right? The premise is that you use good seeds, correct? And you do this. By doing this, it doesn't mean that putting this in will increase the yield per se. Am I correct? I'm correct.
Yes.
Which means, let's not be deceived. Okay. The 5 to 11 is 5 to 11 even without this. All right? Okay? In other words, it does, see, the average is 4 tons. Baka you think you do this, bilga ng 5 to 11. No, it's still 4 tons, all right? 4 tons pa rin. Just that they went to the special group and they got 5 to 11. That's not typical. This does not improve yield at all. Okay, just to let you know that. Yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Yes. It improved basically of course, adding the beta carotene. That's how I understood it. So dinagdagan ng beta carotene. Yes. So Gladys, well, okay, Ernie, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
from Art. No, maybe Art, would you like to ask the question, or would you like? I can read it. No, sige, I'll read it. How do you compare the GR initiative with the past experience supplementing ordinary rice with vitamin D? That's the
Okay.
question.
Okay, I'm sorry po, I'm not into nutrition, or I don't expertise, or like I don't have expertise on the vitamin B. But golden rice, it has the, instead of the supplementing po ano kasi fortification, this time this is a biofortified product po, golden rice, which is the beta carotene is in its grains na po, without adding like the iron fortified rice that we have right now. So that would be the difference po, or this would be most advantage para sa ating mga farmers and sa ating consumers, na hindi na sila, when it terms to taste, like and doon sa nutrition benefit po, ay hindi hindi magiging mahirap for our consumers to access the beta carotene or the vitamin A na mako-convert sa katawan nila. So I think that's the most advantageous po sa atin.
Right. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Yes. Well, we have another question from Ike Señeres. But Ernie, do you have a question, or medyo nakalimutan mo lang bring down the hands? So anyway, yeah. Okay, Ike, go ahead.
Yeah, my question is, how does golden rice compare with hybrid rice? Should we not make a policy promoting golden rice instead of hybrid rice? My second question is, isn't the government already promoting brown rice rather than polished rice? If that is the case, then we should promote golden rice that is brown rice instead of golden rice that is polished. Thank you.
Ayun. Thank you so much po for those questions, Sir Ike. So I think ang first question po is nag how will golden rice be
Golden rice versus hybrid rice.
yeah, the hybrid. Ang kinaibahan nga po, because hybrid is paulit-ulit, ay is binibili po ng ating farmers kada season. Golden rice is an inbred variety po, ano. Pwede po siyang itanim ulit to save the seeds for the next seasons po, ano. Kung magpo-promote po ang DA for hybrid, I think this is a different, ano po, kasi hybrid is for the yield, but golden rice is made for the nutrition. So lagi po nating tandaan, or going back to our goal for the program, is to contribute to the success of fighting VAD. So kung in terms of the hybrid po, I guess pwede rin naman po ang golden rice sa hybrid, but these will be on further ano pa po, further assessments, I guess. So sa ngayon po talaga ay we are still prioritizing the golden rice to be in the inbred varieties po, yung popular and high yielding po natin. So for the second question, which is kung pwede pong i-promote ang golden rice sa brown rice, definitely can be po. Pwede po natin gawin yon. As I've mentioned kanina at nakita nyo po sa picture, meron po tayong golden rice sa brown rice. So pwede po yun na gawin. Ang main concern lang po ng mga ating mga consumers is that the taste would be syempre po mga bata ang kakain. Our target audience are the children. So we should also consider how they want their food to taste like, of course. So yun po yung mga kino-consider natin. But of course, golden rice can be eaten by anyone. Hindi lang naman po sa mga bata. It's just that these are our target population that are vulnerable to VAD and they are at risk. So if you want your golden rice to be brown rice, then be it it's okay. Hindi po tayo naglilimit. Of course, this is for everyone. So, how you want your rice to be, kahit po ihalo nyo din siya sa ordinary white rice, I think ay okay lang din naman po. So, yeah, that's my opinion po dun sa ating golden rice.
Right. So thank you. That was properly explained. Thank you, Gladys. And
Robert,
basically,
si Leonie may question.
yes, yes. I'm in fact Leonardo here, Montemayor. Is it? No, I'm reading that question in the chat box. Okay, so let me read it. No, under DA's free distribution program for inbred rice seeds, will golden rice be also included?
Yes, definitely po. We have some initial talks with RCEF regarding this. So definitely they are very interested to include golden rice for their distribution program. Also for our LGUs that are into seed distribution also and meal grains distribution, we are in the talks with our local government units, and they have a very positive feedback regarding the inclusion of golden rice in their seed distribution programs.
All right. Yes, yes. Okay. Another question here. Of course, asked by-
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Maybe the screen has a lot of you can't see it. Just to let you know on record that Ramon Uy is raising his hand after you finish,
Oh,
because he
correct.
said active is more hyper in chat
yes,
box.
yes, yes. Okay, Ramon, I did see it here in the screen, but okay, please go ahead. Yes. Oh,
Good
go ahead.
morning. Thank you, Robert. No?
Yep.
Ang question ko is, can you grow golden rice using organic fertilizer?
Yes po. Pwede rin po. How you will grow PSBRC 82 right now in the background is can be used po doon sa ating golden rice. It's just that siguro po yung certification for organic is hindi na po siya magiging ganun, dahil po as we all know that golden rice is a product of genetic engineering. So baka doon siya hindi maging certified as organic, but definitely you can grow golden rice like how you grow an organic rice din po.
The objective is not for organic. It's more on less cost of production if you organic, no? Do you have any experiment on that at present time using organic fertilizer for golden rice?
As of now,
on stream?
As of now po, we have not yet done the organic fertilizer, but we are encouraging our farm partners to record what they are using and what they are practicing po doon sa kanilang mga areas. So we are considering this because this is the first time po na golden rice is planted in the forest field. So we have yet to we will still gather some information in regards with the farming practices that they use, so we can also record that and inform our public of what golden rice can still do.
One last question, please. What are the source of our vitamin A? Is squash. Squash is source of. How about kamote? Is it a source also of vitamin A? Kamote.
Yes.
Yes. So is it not better if we just include in cooking rice, we put 20% of kamote or squash for our staple food? Could be done. Would the result be the same? Would the result be the same?
I do not have the data for that, but let me get back to you once we have that done po. So for now po kasi ang nakikita natin tulong is that yung hindi masyadong matrabaho sa ating mga ina, kasi po as we know, our mothers cook
with all
too
due
many.
Respect, no, with all due respect, you just add the kamote to your cook rice. It's not difficult to do it.
Yes.
I mean, comparatively to developing the golden rice, it took a lot of money to develop golden rice, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you will notice, Negros is not included in the golden rice program because here in Negros, genetically modified corn and other things is banned here in Negros Occidental.
Yes, sir,
We have
we are in respect, we respect that policy. That's why in our commercial propagation permit, actually it stated that we can't go to those places wherein there is an ordinance po on banning GMOs. So we respect that po in our program.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
very good. No, so we have almost less than 10 minutes to address the questions, but we will extend it, guys, after the formal one. So there we have now a question from Bernie. Go ahead.
Gladys, my question is, there is no more resistance or opposition right now to golden rice from any
Ma'am
sector?
Bernie, pwede po. Medyo mahina po yung audio. Ako lang po ba? Sorry.
My question is there still any resistance or opposition from any sector in the use of golden rice?
As of now po, I think there is still from the start naman po ay meron pa rin tayo. But we also respect their opinion when it comes to golden rice. And yun po, I think we have all our opinions naman po. And basta po kami ay ginagawa lang din namin kung ano yung we know what we are doing is to help our farmers and our, of course, the target populations at Trace Review ED. I think they are still on the same page, but on our different different kumbaga opinions or on the different side, but we are still on the same goal of helping. So I think respecting their opinion is the most appropriate thing that we can do. And also yun lang po, I think the respect is a very good response to our antis. So yung mga resistance. So I think we can work on that lang naman. So we are in the same goal, same lang naman po yung gusto natin, mapabuti ang humankind, mapabuti po tayo, mapabuti ang Pilipinas. So I think for the economy and we are sharing the same goal. So yun po.
Very good. Yes, yes. So we have one question na lang kasi we have 5 minutes and then we go Oscar and guys sa informal one. No? So we'd like to ask Leo. You can ask your question now.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. 3 very quick questions. So actually, na-post ko na to sa chat, but I'll just repeat them. Number 1, Gladys, yung storage access, saka yung shelf life of golden rice, are they any different from non-golden rice?
Hindi naman po. Actually, na-consider na rin po namin yung sa may storage niya. So, kung paano lang po i-store ng ang ordinary rice, ganun lang din po kung paano i-store din yung golden rice. Tapos, for the second question po.
Yung shelf life. Hindi ba deteriorate? Will the beta-carotene deteriorate over a shorter period?
Meron po tayong tinatawag na ang vitamin A naman po is talaga namang sensitive sa heat and light. So kung i-harvest po natin ang golden rice, mataas po yung beta-carotene content niya at that time. Pero as same as any naman po, kahit kangkong, squash, ganyan. Pag na-store po siya ay bumababa din at na-deteriorate din po kahit pag naluluto. That is the same case with the golden rice because it has beta-carotene and it has vitamin A. So very sensitive din po siya. Pero at a certain time, there will be 2 months. After 2 months po ay mag-stabilize na po siya. So, and that is considered.
Yes.
Yes po.
Follow po yung consumer preferences. Scholar ang issue to consumers. Ibig sabihin, sanay kasi tayo sa puti. Gas. Pag nakita ng consumer na ilaw, hindi kaya siya
yung ma-turn off po.
Actually,
yes po. Actually, we are engaging our stakeholders and especially our target consumers po. They are very excited to try golden rice and ayun nga po, may positive feedbacks siya kasi naalala daw po nila yung star rice, yung lalagyan natin ng margarine yung ating kanin. And then we think that is healthy because it has vitamin A din po kasi we all know that yellow is connected to nutrition. So if we see, yeah, right, yellow kanin ko, like it has something that can offer to my health, ganon. So that is very positive feedback po sa ating mga consumers naman.
Last question po, although you said you're not a nutrition person or expert. Yung plus kasing nababanggit ko na dito daw sa Pilipinas, wala daw pinuntak ng ating regulatory agencies na clinical or toxicological tests sa tao mismo to show that golden rice is safe for human consumption. So, can you just respond to that? Related to this, I remember 2 decades ago, there was a group of nuns, I think, who offered eat golden rice at the time. Ano po nangyari doon? Sila po ba ay buhay pa ngayon? Ilan po?
Actually, I am not in the program po that time, but but yes, meron po tayong under the JDC po nung ina-assess po yung golden rice natin for commercial propagation permit. Kasama po doon ay ang DOH and DOST, and they have done rigorous biosafety assessment when it comes to the health and consumption of golden rice for humans. So I think that is a strong evidence na po na golden rice is safe to eat and consume. So ano po, ngayon naman po ay meron din po tayong pag-aaral na ginagawa ng third independent natin, or parang independent agency, which is yung Helen Keller International, to get po more information on the health consumption of golden rice sa human natin. So yun po ang ginagawa ngayon.
Just to be sure that I understood you right, actual clinical and toxicological tests were done on selected Filipino consumers, and tests show that golden rice is safe. I'm talking about actual.
It's not on the toxicity po, but the impact, the nutritional impact po. So this is a nutrition study.
Kaya po yun, kasi maaaring nutritionally good, but over time, it could have some toxic effects. Maybe, I'm not sure, that's why I'm asking. Release ito ng mga kwan, di ba, other sectors. Ano po?
Yes, opo. Yes, opo.
Alright.
As of naman po, just to have a clear this is I've got this from our nutritionist expert, si Dr. Maris Romero, because they are training us din po and informing us about the content or the beta carotene content of golden rice. And this beta carotene content is mostly or just commonly found in our squash, carrots, malunggay. So tayo naman po ay kumakain ng for that super long time na, and there is no history of toxicity when it comes to beta carotene content. So I hope that assure Sir Leonie about the beta carotene toxicity.
Okay.
Of golden,
Very
of the,
good.
what
Yes.
beta carotene has in golden rice.
Okay.
So, yun po.
Very good, Gladys. Yes, thank you also, Leo. It's 9 o'clock sharp. So we will end this formal questions and answers, and then we will carry on with Vicky and Oscar in that order. Okay. And just wanted to add, Gladys, quickly lang, no? Sama mo na yung Picard, no? Para lang magpag-aralan yan ng Picard, no? Okay. So let's go to, of course, let's end this session, the formal session, by offering you a certificate. May we ask the Secretariat to post the yes. There you are. So we'd like to offer this Management Association of the Philippines, ABC MAP, would like to offer the certificate of appreciation to Gladys May Cristobal as resource speaker. Okay, given this day of course, what do you call that? Today is October 18. Okay, and we'd like to, it's signed by the chairman Julius Barcelona, and then of course the president Ernest Ordonez. So please accept this certificate of appreciation, Gladys. Yes. Okay. Right.
Thank you po. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yes, we will send you a soft copy and a hard copy, I hope, as well. No? Henry just wants to acknowledge you. Okay, and then now we have, as our president has asked, if you could extend your talk up to 10 o'clock and even more kung pwede, and you have graciously accepted it. So thank you, Gladys, for that. No? All right, so let's go now to, of course, my idol, Vicky.
Mr. Bernie,
Ikukon muna natin. Bibigyan muna natin. Yes.
yeah, point of order again. You know, our guide is Bernie, no? And Bernie reminded me that we sometimes forget that when we start this session, each person has to say his name, his organization, and if possible, the little thing. But ang dami-dami, we use it all up. So sabi ni Bernie, kung marami, like ngayon, yung magsalita, yung bago para we know who's around, no? So it's up to you, sir. You can either call everyone, which means they have to give their name and talk fast and your organization and interest, right? Pero hindi lecture to, mabilis yan.
Yes, yes.
Or you can call only the new ones. It's up to you.
Well, I don't see, there are 20 of us here, but we would like to, maybe para alam ni, of course, everybody knows everybody again. If we give 30 seconds, is that fine, no? Introduce everybody, just name and then where you work, para lang everybody has the chance to be, starting from those who has not been called. Okay, so maybe we'll start from Carlos. Or yes, go ahead.
Please unmute, Carolina Carlos.
Please unmute, yes.
I am Jinky Carlos of RI Chemical Corporation.
Yes. Next, let's introduce yourselves, guys. Okay, we'd like to call, of course, Elsa Tico. Elsa, are you there? Okay. Yes. All right. And then we go next. Babalik ka na si Elsa. We have Gerald, of course, from Bounty.
Hi, good morning. Gerald Kilapio from Bounty Agro Ventures, a private partner to MAP.
Special partner.
Yes. Okay, next, we'd like to call basically, of course, Ed Rojas. Okay.
The big fund.
Good morning. Ed Rojas Multinational Foundation.
Yes. Okay, and then we call Ramon Uy.
Good morning, Ramon Uy, from Bacolod City.
Yes, all right. And then, of course, Oscar.
MFI Foundation, Oscar Barrera.
Yes. And Vicky, we'd like to call Vicky.
Kuna ba?
Yeah.
Vicky Winiki from Kabisig na Kalahi.
Wow, yes, yes, yes. And then we'd like to call Ernie Villaluna.
Yes, sir. I'm a trustee, one of the trustees of Jaime B. Ongpin Foundation, and also Jaime B. Ongpin Microfinance Foundation, and we loan money to the farmers in Benguet.
Wow. Okay, good. Next, we'd like to call Art Pacho. Yes.
I'm Art Pacho, senior citizen retired in Taguig, Makati area. Thank you.
Okay, we have Leonardo Montemayor. Yes.
Leonie Montemayor here, Federation of Free Farmers.
Yes, and then we have Israel. Okay.
Yes, good morning, Israel, the Zumanity Paradiso Group.
Yes, and then we have Maya. Okay. Mia. May. Okay. All right. And then okay, we'll jump to May. If you're not there, we'll jump to you. Get back to you, Ramon Uy.
Finished.
Finished. Yes, yes. Okay. So now we go to basically Vivian, ABC. Okay.
I no need na ano.
All right. So I
Yeah, I'm Ike Seniors. I have an IT group. We do e-commerce and social media. Thank you.
All right. And then, of course, Bernie, no need ka na or you want to introduce
No
yourself?
need, no need na.
Well, Alliance, less good-looking Ernie, Alliance Agricultura. Thank you.
All right. And then, of course, we'd like to call, of course, our president, Ernest.
Tapos na. Thank you.
Tapos na. And then me, of course, Robert Ipanco from Zumanity Group and Paradiso. So I guess I introduce everybody already, guys? Wala na tayong nakalimutan, Bernie, no? All right. So, okay, let's go to the informal part. Okay, and we have a first question here from Vicky. Okay, please.
Hello. Thank you for your presentation. I would just like to know if there is an effect on the taste and yung shelf life ng golden rice compared to plain rice. Tinanong na ni Mr. Montemayor, no? Pero narinig ko kasi, I've heard somewhere that when you add nutrients, it makes this sinaing become easily panis. That's what I hear from the people down, in the communities. So is that something that you've addressed, or is this something that is real? Can you comment?
I have to verify po yung source of information ninyo before I can comment on that, because as of now, yes po, as of now we are still on the research of getting more information po doon sa aspect na yun. But so far po ay kung ano lang naman po yung na-observe po namin na so far ay kung ano lang po yung kumbaga ano man siya sa heat, ma-expose siya sa heat. So of course, heat ay talaga namang nakakapanis po iyon. So kahit naman sa anong ordinary rice ay nagagawa yun. Nakakapanis pa rin naman po. So
Hindi,
so
matagal
far
daw.
ayun po ay
Mapanis. Doon sa dating mga bigas natin, hindi raw madaling mapanis ang cooked rice. Pero daw yung mga merong additives na, sandali lang, napapanis na. At saka, I'm also curious doon sa taste. Nagbabago ba ng taste? Pagkatapos, you mentioned that heat affects it. Paano? Linuluto yun eh. Sabi mo, pagka nag-inhinit, nawawala yung vitamins, yung alam mo, nag-lesen yung gano'n. Pag linuto mo, ano pa bang heat yun? Lalo na. Ibig mo sabihin, pagka linuto, namamatay yung mga ina-add nyo? Just curious.
Actually wala naman pong yes, apo. Nangyayari po 'yun ay I think on the additive, yung additive po na
Yun nga, that's fine.
what do you call
The mechanicalized po ba, or kasi po golden rice ay nandoon na po siya sa grains niya. So what we have, what data we have is the conversion of from the harvest until it is cooked. Opo. So yun consider na po namin yung na-consider na po namin yung na yon, yung factors ng pag-lessen nung or pag-degrade nung beta carotene na nandun sa golden rice, and it still provides the 30 to 50%. So if the estimated average requirement for the young children po but then if you will ask us if that would affect yung doon sa may kung i-heat pa natin siya. Ang pagluto may heat yan eh. At intense heat.
Yeah, opo. Yes po.
So ano yun? Mamamatay yung
yun nga po, hanggang luto. Hindi po. Ang sinasabi po ay based on the research that we conducted and the data that we have, na-process na po namin yun hanggang pagluto niya, hanggang makain na po siya.
I don't understand, but okay.
Then if the na-measure na po namin yung amount from the harvest until it is being cooked. So mai-heat na rin po yun. So the conversion and the result still proves that golden rice can still provide the 30 to 50%.
I see. Okay. That means
estimated
nababawasan
average
lang, pero
requirement.
nandun pa rin yung
Yes po. Yes po. Just like any other naman po na squash, malunggay, pag po na-heat natin yon, for sure ay nababawasan po yun kasi meron din po siyang heat na na-add doon sa factor. But still, if we consume it, we still have that nutrient po.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you,
po.
Vicky. Vicky has been a very generous person, and you just don't realize the 300 farmers that you're helping by ordering this rice from our group. So thank you so much, Vicky, for your generous. So she's helping 300 farmers from the Blanca, Florida in Pampanga, and would like to acknowledge that. Okay. And before I forget, ewan ko bakit wala din sa Dulce. It's Dulce's birthday Mr. President today. Okay, so I'd like to greet, of course, Dulce Insalan. Happy birthday. Yes.
Yeah, we all greet her. Thank you, Mr.
Okay, yes, yes. Okay, good. Now, next, we'd like to call basically Israel, and then we go to Oscar. Oscar, did you ask already the question kanina, no? Oh, not yet? Okay, then we'll ask you,
question.
Oscar. Yes.
New question.
All right, go ahead. Yep.
Robert,
Israel.
ako po muna. Okay, good. Thank
Okay,
you, Robert.
ikaw muna
Thank
Israel,
you.
and then si Oscar, kasi ganun yung carrying system natin. Yes. Go
Thank
ahead.
you, Oscar, for giving me your slot. Question lang po, Gladys. Thank you. I think we are all with you in terms of helping the farmers, right? Especially to drive vitamin A deficiency issues in our country. The golden rice po ba is it's a genetically engineered rice. And so there are a lot of concerns about GMO by many GMO organizations. And I think it was surfaced by Sir Leonardo, some concerns on toxicology and side effects. So question ko lang po, Gladys, how are you addressing the GMO organization concerns for this, since it falls under the genetically engineered crops? Thank you po.
Thank you po. As for that po, I think the DABPI has more information and data about the assessments that have. I think I can refer you to the DABPI in terms of that aspect. But as of our ano naman po yung how we address the concerns, we have FAQs, we have sent briefers, and we have also talked to them. Um, it's just that maybe yun nga po, syempre iba-iba rin po tayo ng opinion. But we respect what they want to say, and so far sa amin po ay we always go to the science-based facts and evidences. Also, we have our regulatories to prove that GMO has been in a long time ay ala naman tayong history po ng genetic engineering is used safely naman po and GMOs are safe for a long time of history po. And I think biotech can prove, the biotech community can prove that. So I think that's all.
Right,
We also
so
have engaged po with our also have engaged or like have a round table with our farmer partners with the same naman po concerns, and we also addressed what their concerns are, like what Sir Leo has been asking. And ayun nga po, I hope that the science base can answer all of that. So yun lang po.
all right. Thank you, Gladys. Yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah,
okay, we go to
point of order. I intervene when there's a point of order, meaning to say there's a necessity to give information. No? Well, we'd like to do this now. I'll just give it at the end of the forum. At the end of the forum na lang. All right, but because when we talk here, we have to make sure that there's a two-way communication. You teach us, and we also tell you what we think, diba? And you tell it to your bosses, diba? Diba? The most important thing is you tell us so we can spread. But the people that are experienced and have knowledge, no? So when we talk to you, we also want you to transmit it to your bosses. So I'll tell you those things at the end. Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Because when you talk about GMO, it's very sensitive, no? Diba? So Israel knows this question, so does Leonie. But that's too much of a discussion. So I'd like to say, Mr. Moderator, at the end, I need like 3 minutes to give some survey. Thank you.
Sure.
That's all.
Yes, yes. Anyway, we have a lot of time. Okay, so we go to Oscar. Yes, go ahead, Oscar.
Yeah. Can you tell us in what way can farmers financially be benefited? In other words, are they going to make more money if they plant golden rice as compared to the present one? In other words, what is the financial motivation for farmers to switch to golden rice?
Yes.
Actually, Opo, thank you po for that question, Sir Oscar. Actually, yan po yung madalas na itinatanong sa amin kung ano daw ba yung makukuha ng mga farmers natin. As for us in Golden Rice, we tried our best to have it introgress in the inbred. So kung sa inbred varieties po natin so that we can also help our farmers na hindi na sila bili ng bili when it comes to costing. Kasi po, malaking factor din naman yung bibili sila ng bibili every season. So, yun po yung isa sa mga nakita namin na makakatulong sa ating farmers. And of course, the nutritional value that it can offer not only to the consumers na ma-market nila yun, but also to their own household po. Kasi if they can also make their family eat golden rice, siguro po sasabihin natin no na health is wealth talaga. So kung meron tayong mga like yun nga po isa sa benefits ng vitamin A is for their immunity, boost of immunity. I think the more that they spend to vitamins and that will also lessen their cost of living, yung pag-consume or pagbili pa ng ibang mga vitamins or supplements that can golden rice can also offer to their family. So I think that where golden rice stands for now. But of course, as I've said po, meron po tayong mga ginagawang pag-aaral pa wherein we can also help our farmers like sa mga pest resistance ganyan. So I think that would be the sooner or the latter part of the deployment. So I think yun lang po sa ngayon ang masasabi ko tungkol dun. But definitely yan po isa sa mga talagang nakukuha namin na questions or comment most common. So ayun po. Thank you.
Happy ka ba, Oscar, sa sagot? How will they
I don't
be
know.
motivated? Parang hindi ka happy.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Satisfied.
My question is this: can we ask? Do you think we can charge more or sell at a higher price yung golden rice per ganta or per kaban because of the benefit of the carotene, di ba? Can the farmer ask for a higher price than his present crop? In other words, yung financial benefit, there's a resistance to change. So you have to look at the motivation. Thank you.
We also include in our communications po na yun nga po, golden rice should be on par lang din with our sa market po kasi it will defeat the purpose of reaching or having it reach to our target population, which is the poor households. So as far as our policy advocacy is concerned, ay ginagawa po namin ang lahat para makatulong din kami sa farmers when it comes to like inputs din. So ayun po, nagtutulong-tulong po kami sa mga LGUs natin para matulungan din yung farmers, para ma-lessen po yung cost nila, para yun po yung maging pinakatulong ng programa namin sa kanila.
Right.
Okay. One last maybe suggestion. You mentioned LGUs. There is the Mandanas bill, the new Mandanas bill, which says the LGUs are going to get some more money from the government. And there has been some talk, I think that parang I saw it in newspapers that LGUs are being told to patronize or buy palay or buy rice from the farmers. So, and using the Mandanas money. Now, maybe what you can do is include your golden rice to be more priority. In other words, if there is an LGU and they're going to buy rice, they should give more priority or maybe buy higher price from the farmers who plant golden rice. the LGU probably can make a decision like that. It's their own money of the LGU. So kung that can be a good motivation for farmers to switch to golden rice because the LGUs will pay a higher price per kaban for golden rice.
Okay,
That's a
that's
suggestion.
Yes, opo. Definitely a very good suggestion, and I will relay this to the team when it comes
right.
to lobbying to our government units. Opo.
Okay,
Thank
very
you
good,
po for
very
that,
good.
Sir Oscar.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
po.
you, Gladys, and thank you, Oscar. Okay, now let's go quickly to Leo again. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the last point by Oscar is quite important. Kasi hindi naman tama na we encourage our farmers to plant golden rice. And then at the end of the process, wala naman bibili. Kasi the consumer does not know benefit or may misinformation na bigay sa kanya, hindi na gusto yung kulay, etc. So the market has to be ready. Otherwise, it will be a sayang po yung tulak po natin ng golden rice at yung efforts ng ating mga magsasaka. So I hope that the field rice and the agencies can conduct already some kind of consumer information drive, strong drive, marketing strategy. Kung hindi pa ready yung private consumer na mamili through LGUs, SWD, Ed School Feeding Programs, sila yung kasalubuna ng golden rice out ng ating mga magsasaka. So yung pangalawa pong ano po ay related po dyan, let's do more on the genetic contamination issue at this. Kasi siyempre, though it's golden rice, wala bang danger to na some rate of golden rice, including the yellow coloring, might transfer to non-golden rice varieties. As I said earlier, in general, consumers, they prefer the rice to be white color. Pag nalipat itong genetic trait of golden rice, which is the yellow color, to our other inbred rice varieties, possibly even hybrid rice. I don't know if that's possible. Hindi kaya magkaroon po ng consumer blowback. And of course, with respect to organic rice producers and organic rice buyers, that's a very big no-no in the first place, di ba? Hindi pwedeng paghaluin mo yung organic at genetically modified rice. Can you comment on that one, Gladys? Yung issue of genetic contamination?
As I mentioned po kanina, no, in relation to the question of Sir, I think it's Sir Ike kanina, that was raised by the Negros. So yun po yung isa sa mga talagang kumbaga, we respect that they don't produce or they don't accept GMOs there. So definitely maasahan niyo po na yung golden rice ay hindi naman siya makakasama. But they can coexist naman po. They can coexist. It's just that siguro we just we strongly abide to the our commercial propagation permit states. So we respect that, and when it comes to the coloring naman po, as I've mentioned, ay hindi naman siya magiging problema sa ating mga consumers since they are very happy to see golden rice po na yellow siya. And yung halo naman po and preparation for our market, I think we are intensive on our information dissemination. We do, and our efforts in communication related and marketing are on place. It's working. We are very serious on the social behavioral changes, and we are strategizing our approach when it comes to the marketing aspect. Kasi po ngayon ay, as of now, nasa pilot scale deployment po tayo. We are focusing on the program base. Tama po kayo dun sa may DSWD. They want to purchase, and if local governments can purchase the rice from our farmers, that would be really better
and it is the best option that they can offer to us in the program, especially na ngayon po ay nagsisimula tayo magparami, and soon ay siguro ay makakapag-reach nga po tayo ng household with their help. So ngayon po, tamang-tama po na nasabi niyo yun kasi meron po kaming policy din na sinusulong with our LGUs din. We are co-planning together the deployment of golden rice. So of course, sa ating LGU, sila ay mamumuno din dito when it comes to the implementation of the deployment of golden rice, be it in the market and the program base po. So ayun, we need their help because sila po yung nakakaalam na kung ano yung nangyayari sa ground, kung ano yung market nila, saan nila kinukuha, saan nila pinupunta or dinadala ang golden rice. So that is a very very important aspect po or component sa ating program ngayon na we are co-implementing and co-developing the deployment plan with our LGUs.
Yeah, Pasensya na, but I don't think you answered my question about the possibility of genetic contamination. I think my question is not a theoretical one. Let me just cite very quickly the experience with BT corn. Diba? The problema sa BT corn, many farmers already use BT corn seeds. Nagkaroon po ng problema ng contamination. So even our non-BT corn in many areas of the country are already contaminated by the, some genetic characteristics of BT corn. Of course, there is a related problem. It's probably not found in vitamin A rice because the rights to the IPR in vitamin A rice, I think, as you said, it's already donated by Syngenta, the public sector. Unlike in the case of BT corn, it's a privately owned patents, diba? So even when there is contamination, in the case of BT corn, yung farmer that saved his corn, which has been accidentally contaminated, may right pa rin yung transnational company, I don't know if it's Bayer now, to charge those farmers with royalties, even if it was an accidental contamination of their usual corn by BT. So kaya nga ang po namin with respect to vitamin A rice, paano kung sakali makontaminate yung I'm planting, let's say, a non-vitamin A rice variety, tapos somehow nagkaroon ng contamination yung aking rice, naging dilaw. I'm not sure as you, I think you said that consumers are already happy with yellow color. I'm not sure if we can make that conclusion as of now. So, ang tanong ko po, wala kayang danger na magkaroon ng accidental contamination, and what steps should we take in order to avoid those types of accidental contamination?
Ayun, just to answer that po yung contamination, I think that would be it's a rare occurrence for rice plants because rice is self-pollinated naman po siya. Actually, kapag nag-pollinate nga po siya, ay seconds lang mawawala na siya sa air. Like, mawawala na talaga. So, I think it's a very rare na makontaminate or mahawa yung ating ibang rice varieties. And of course, yun nga po, kung pagbabasihan din yung ating commercial propagation permit, which is i-respect po natin kung saan yung may organic na nagpa-plant, ay hindi po doon pupunta ang golden rice. Para rin po but they can coexist. They can coexist.
Yeah, please give us some technical studies on that studies, no? Para confident din kami, halimbawa, if we try to convince farmers to
yes, apo.
Golden rice, mga hindi nagtatanim, baka magreklamo sila, then we can with confidence say, don't worry, we were told the field rice experts. So these are the technical studies. Walang dangers of
yes, opo. And of course, meron din po tayong stewardship protocol in place when it comes to ensuring that our golden rice is pure. And yung integrity niya ay nandoon.
Nakakagulat. Okay guys, dami pa nagtatanong mga questions. So Oscar, are you raising your hands? Please put down if you're finished now. So we'll go to Ernie. Okay, Ernie, and then we go to Ike, and then to Israel. If you're
Yeah.
asking another question, Oscar, we'll put you
Yeah.
after. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But-
Another suggestion. This suggestion about marketability of your yellow rice. Actually, if you are an entrepreneur or marketing, you could probably brand this as paella rice. Okay? Because yung mga Spanish, lalo na mga Spanish restaurants or mga ibang nagsiserve na yun, mga paella. They even spend money for achuete to color their rice, di ba? Now, I know that in, I think, Terry's restaurant, Robert, you know Terry's naman.
Yeah.
Meron nabibili doon sa Terry's na package na mga rice, different kinds of rice for paella. And
okay.
You know, if you, Robert,
yeah,
look
good
at
point,
that,
Jan.
you can probably package the yellow rice.
In fact, Mr.
Export
President,
to Spain.
Oscar, Mr.
That's
President,
what I'm
ang sinasuggest ko,
Robert,
yung saffron,
you export
saffron,
to
20,000 per kilo.
Madrid.
Yun na lang itanim natin na Gladys. Okay, I got your point, Oscar. Yes, ang dami pa magsasalita pa si Mr. President din. So, yes, good point. Gladys, pakisulat mo lahat yun. Ang daming good, really very nice inputs of our group. No? So, well taken, Oscar. So, we'll give a chance quickly lang to Ernie. Kanina pa siya naka-raise na hand. And then sa huli, of course, Mr. President. But ako, magsasabi din ako ng medyo 3 minutes. So, kindly make your questions very quick lang, and then try to answer it quick, or you can type your number in the chat box as well, so that we can call up Gladys in the future, and then we would like to put in our leads and needs in ABC MAP. All right, so thank you. Okay, let's go to Ernie.
Hi, thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
Ms. Gladys, I don't know about you, if you're familiar with this PISA exams, PISA, a program for international student assessment. The last exam was, well, there was supposed to be an exam just that we joined was 2018. And in 2018, we got a dismal result. That's why I think we did not join the 2021. There was a 2021, and I think the DepEd said that it's because of COVID, but it was a very bad result, In fact, out of 79 countries, I think we were on the low side, and it's really very disappointing, on math, on reading, on science, Now, my suggestion is, I think maybe we can work with a nutritionist and you work with the DepEd, because I think the next exam will be 2024. If that result comes out, we need foreign investment in this country. Now, they will always say that we have a young labor force, but we want our labor force to be earning more money, so that at least they can prepare better for employment, for retirement. Because our retirement, I'm sorry to say, that my retirement cannot pay for the salary of my driver, Maybe it can pay for my maintenance medicine, That's why you have to work out, let's say, with a nutritionist and work out with the Department of Education and ask them, if they're going to join for the 2024. Because that is the time that you will say, maybe, you try out this with this vitamin rice, and you have only 2 years to go, That's just my suggestion,
Very good.
Because we would like to have this
we'll take that
people,
into consideration po.
Yeah.
Yes,
Gladys?
take it into consideration.
Yes, very good input, Ernie. Gladys, please write those down kasi talagang this is coming from the different groups of our management association. So, very, very good. Yeah. Thank you, Ernie, for your input. Yes. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's,
yes.
we need foreign direct investment.
Correct.
our import is more than our export. You know?
All right. Yeah. So baka
So
pwede,
we have to
Gladys,
increase our dollar earnings. You
pwede
know?
ba natin i-export to, Gladys? Kayo nag-invento niyan. Am I correct, Gladys? Did we?
We developed the golden rice po, but it is donated for humanitarian purpose.
Hindi ba
So
natin mari
as of
i-export?
now as of now po ay sa Philippines lang po siya. This is our target.
Yeah, but even for Filipinos only, we would like to be in the top 10.
All right. Yes.
Exam. We used to be on the high side.
Yes.
And I was, I mean, it's being, debated on television. That the grade 3 cannot read, you know. So what happened, you know? That the Vietnamese have better engineers, you know. I cannot believe it, you know.
Okay.
I was a member of a team, you know, of 1996, you know, on the ad hoc committee on mineral resource development for Indochina countries and Myanmar. And I would go to Bangkok, you know, and we would meet with the Bureau of Mines Director of Myanmar and Laos, you know, and we're able to make it. And then now you did tell me that the Filipino engineers, I mean, is less than the Vietnamese engineers, you know. That's why we need nutrition. See, I think it has been discussed on television by former Congressman Joelina, Governor Joelina, you know. I used to watch it. But these are the things that we need, na one.
Okay, well taken, Ernie. Yes. So, meron pa tayong dami pang questions.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ernie. Very good
Thank you for
input.
that suggestion.
Yes. Gladys,
I wrote that down.
Yes, we'll jump to Ike. I think Ike came in first, and then we go to Israel. Of course, I'm reserving the last for the best for the press.
Miss Gladys,
so Ike, quick
mayroon bang animal strain yung GMO ninyo?
Wala.
And second question, meron na ba kayong pinagplanong SRP?
Yeah.
Retail SRP?
Wait. I'm sorry po, paulit po.
Yung first question, meron bang animal strain yung GMO?
Yung pangalawa po?
Pangalawa, meron na ba kayong suggested na retail price? Now, I'm asking that question in relation to the announcement of the president that he wants 20 pesos per kilo.
Actually, one of the concerns na binabring up sa atin. But then, hindi po lahat ay masasagot ni Golden Rice. Dahil po si Golden Rice ay, ang goal niya po is to help fight the but then, kung sa animal strain po, kung may animal strain ay wala po. Ang dinagdag lang po doon ay beta-carotene. This is like an ordinary rice na merong beta-carotene po sa grains niya. Yun po yung lagi nating tatandaan. Wala po siyang anything na inad. Yun lang po, yung beta-carotene. So,
maybe you should say that kasi yan ang, excuse me. Maybe you should highlight that kasi yan ang isang cause ng opposition sa GMO eh. Yung probable animal strain. In other words, it's also halal. Diba? You should say that also. Thank you.
Yes po.
Okay.
Yes po.
Well taken.
And then,
Good point.
suggested retail, yes po. So on the suggested retail price naman po, so far we are expecting that this is comparable to our and competitive po dun sa ating mga existing rice varieties ngayon. So
okay. So same, which is the same price, no? So pwede mong gawin yung beta-carotene is like a bonus kumbaga sa supermarket yun para bang may free something inside. Yes.
Po. So they can have their options.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, so dami pa. Quickly lang, Israel, and then Ernie, could you turn off your hand? Or are you no? Wait, Ernie, turn it off. Si Juan muna sa Israel, and then we go to
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Robert, for acknowledging. In the interest of how to drive this forward, no? So I'm trying to wear the hat of a consumer. And I think the consumer probably would ask, if I eat this, will there be any negative effects in my health long term? So the question is, is this is already approved by USA FDA, right? And if it's approved, they might have done some testing already in this area to address this concern of the consumers. Because once this is addressed, maybe it can help us drive this forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So Gladys, what's your comment?
Definitely po ay meron tayong mga data on passport data that we have set, especially din po sa ating, hindi lang naman po sa US FDA, kundi sa Health Canada, US EFSA, sa EFSANS, the Food Safety for Australia and New Zealand. Meron din po tayo dito sa DABPI. We have our own regulatory body po dito na nag-a-assess on the safety of golden rice. So, ito pong DABPI ay naka-base po siya sa international standards natin when it comes to assessments. So, dapat po ay confident tayo kasi tayo ay isa sa mga tinitingala ng mga ibang bansa when it comes to assessing GMO crops.
Okay, very good, very good. Yes, so we have 15 minutes left. So I think nagtanong na si Ike, or do you have another fifth question, Ike, or basically yes, there you are. Okay. And
Wala na, thank you.
Okay, very good. Before we go to the highlight, which is Mr. President, I'll ask quick questions lang. No? Pagkaalam ko itong rice galing yan sa damo. Tapos na GMO yon, and then naging rice. Yun ang pagkaintindi ko. I don't know kung ganun yung proseso. No? So the issue of the GMO medyo controversial on one side, but very good naman on the other side. That's how I read the evolution of from grass to rice. Okay. Second point that I'd like to say, if this was invented in the Philippines, and basically maganda naman mga benefits at saka walang incremental, yun yung pagkaintindi ko, expense but may incremental benefit, which is the beta-carotene, then we can make this our competitive advantage to in the future to export it to our to compete with Vietnam and Thailand. So that's just my little input. Of course, if you said this was invented for humanitarian, by exporting it doesn't mean it's not humanitarian. Okay, so it's exporting it to poor countries also like Bangladesh, mga Myanmar. It's also humanitarian, diba? Because they will benefit from the beta-carotene. Then tama naman, the president is looking for our new president is looking for a very good agricultural para bang breakthrough. So I think this would be a very good timing, Gladys, na you will be able to align this with the palace to launch this, no? Kumbaga, yung goal ni Mr. President, let's say 20 pesos, tas ang market is 30 pesos. Yung 10 pesos na yun ang value added of the carotene, beta-carotene. Para bang lumabas, para bang may bonus, para bang naging mura rin. But ang bonus was the add-on. That's my just comment, Gladys. And ang last question ko lang, or point ko is, when? That's always the issue, when. Okay, so malapit na ganyan. Okay, we have to, of course, be careful because of the issues brought by Art, by Ernie, everybody. But at the same time, mabilis yung, we need to have a really an indefinite timeline. Okay. So, all right, we have 10 minutes or 14 minutes to go. No, so we'd like to pass it on now to our president.
Yes, well, yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Well, first of all, no, in most forums, the speaker tells us what we can do to spread the word. Okay. In this case, you told us what to do. You told us to lobby. But when I looked at the forum, I found that that's good advice. We'll do that. At the same time, unlike other forums, you give lots and lots of suggestions. And some of those suggestions, sometimes you answer without listening to the suggestion so carefully, no? But never mind. No? For example, Israel is saying that, what does the U.S. senators research that you can spend? You said, we're already doing it. But ang tanong niya iba, we know you do it, but is there something there that we can spread? In other words, all these suggestions, so I'm just saying this, we're blessed. You're excellent answering, right? Excellent. And I think we're blessed you have a young person like you doing this so well. My only input is the following. Well, first, just a question, then the input. The question is this. you were comparing regular rice to brown rice to yellow rice, but brown rice is nothing but regular rice, which is not completely taken out the husk, right? Not completely processed. Isn't it? You can have, in fact, golden rice, but not completely processed. So in fact, it is brown, but it's really golden rice. It's the same thing, right? Am I correct, Gladys?
Yes po.
Fine. So I'm
Yes
just saying
po.
the marketing.
Hindi naman po,
Yeah. I'm just saying that the scientists kasi are very good in terms of developing the product. What's not you need hustlers, good hustlers like Yupanco, to say, alam mo ito, may bonus ito, yung mga marketing techniques. And then you have people like Leonie and Israel who knows the climate and all that. I'm very familiar with GMOs. As a matter of fact, some in my organization are totally against it. But we know that some GMOs are relatively safe, like corn, and some GMOs are very dangerous and they're spreading, right? So we have to be careful of that. So my only suggestion is, first of all, thank you for coming. Second of all, you're really excellent, right? Okay. Thirdly, what we want you to do is get all these suggestions, as Mr. Yupanco said, and give it to your management, correct? Okay. Because there is always room for better marketing, especially among science people, better marketing. No? And we think that these things have to be addressed. This is no joke, because one of our chief partners, at least among us, no, we have the people who are really against GMO, we have people for GMO and all that. One of the UP Los Baños crowd, that's a golden rice advocate talaga. No? The same that there's some people that were the reservation. So address that quickly. No? And so my only partner remark for this, no, I'm suggesting that I've heard the suggestions. There are people who experience, and I recommend you give it to your management, no, line by line, not verbal. You write it down. Yes, no, because that's important. You know, because we think that we want to help, and the way we help is we lobby for you. For example, me, I cannot lobby yet. I have to get more information from you, right? Because I know the GMO problem very, very well. And GMO corn, I'm for it. GMO others, I'm against it. Okay, I mean, I'm really against it, because GMO is good and bad, right? And we'll be clear. On GMO corn, the reason I'm for it is because I studied it enough. Ganun rin, no, sa marketing nyo. So my suggestion is, thank you. Number two, please suggest, I'll give it to your management. And number three, please look at the very important aspect of marketing in terms of the Spanish rice of Barrera, in terms of export of Yupango. Dami. Give it to them, because the problem in our country is that we have technology. We don't transfer it. Other countries get it now. So what we're saying is that you might have something golden here. Actually, I'm not ready to promote it. You have to give me more information. I'll study it more. No? But if it is really, really good, right, then the marketing effort should be taken. For example, a leader like Yoni Montemayor, the head of the most famous Federal Free Farmers, no, has doubts. Siguro, marketing-wise, you got to go to him after he's asking what is the doubt, and then address him exactly. Because if you leave it like this, no, he may not really know all the arguments yet, no, So anyway, I just like to say that, Mr. Moderator, thank you for giving me the chance to say that. I love the suggestions. To me, as a businessman, they're excellent suggestions. Scientists need these kinds of suggestions. And since Gladys is not the head, but talks to the head, please give it to the head. And secondly, Gladys, you are really a brilliant person. I like the way you answer, etc. So thank you for coming, and good luck in your propagation, because actually the stunting is terrible, and we should do it. But as we said, no, people like Mr. Uy, who doesn't like GMO, no, first of all, I understand that argument very well, no? But basically, what are the alternatives, di ba? Kung sa walang ganon, kamote na lang, dagdag ba na. These are the alternatives. It's just that when they say, irrigation, do you get a higher ROI from seeds than irrigation? If you do, more money should put into seeds than irrigation. Or in irrigation, if irrigation, frankly, I did a study, has a 16% ROI, but the small impounding is 150% ROI. Why is all the money going to irrigation and nothing the small impounding? And I know why, because there's more lagay and big irrigation. I know this very well. So ROI and combination creative things would be good. So I'd like to say thank you, Gladys, and please give our suggestion to your management. And we thank you for the very educated thing. I think golden rice is promise of gold. And I probably will advocate it very soon. I just need more information, right? Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, yes, let's give a big hand to Gladys. Let's have a picture. So can we ask the Secretariat, si Vivian and Henry, to take our photo? Please show your faces from Vicky, okay, let's say, everybody, pakita nyo yung kagandahan nyo, kagwapuhan nyo. Okay, let's have a photo. Yes, with the young, pretty Gladys and brilliant girl who have answered a lot of questions. Keep it up, Gladys. That's one.
Thank
Okay,
you po.
Mr.
Thank you
Uy,
po.
Vicky, everybody, show your pretty faces, Bernie.
Sige lang. Go ahead.
All right, sige, go. Yes. Quick, habang to maximize time, we have 8 minutes left. Tatanong ko lang quickly, Gladys, kasi nawala yung kwan. Tatanong ko, na-clarify mo na ba ito, na-clear to kay IRI? Not yet. IRI, International Rice Institute sa UP Los Baños. Yes. Gladys, were you able to, was this acknowledged and approved by IRI? Okay, Gladys?
Hello po. The question is,
Was this
ano po yung approved?
sanctioned, approved, or endorsed by IRI, International Rice Institute?
What do you mean po? This
This golden
po ba?
rice. Or itong golden rice,
Or
is it
this
acknowledged or sanctioned, or what do you call that? Is
this
it
event,
endorsed?
this forum?
No, this rice, the golden rice, is it acceptable to IRI, International Rice Institute? Gladys?
Actually, they are our partners. Yes po, they are our partners in this
Okay.
deployment of golden
Okay.
rice. Yes, po. From the
Very,
start,
very
they are
good.
our partners.
All
Yes
right,
po.
so good. Okay, very good. Okay, so now in the interest of time, we have 5 minutes left, or less than a little more than 5 minutes. But we'd like to go now to the screen sharing of the next event natin, which is next Tuesday again. Okay. Wow, the next forum is write it down, Tuesday. Okay, agri-fishery and agricultural programs and services status by TESTA. Wow, okay, so that's what's in store for us next